Congratulations for coming in third place. How do you feel about your team placing third at nationals?
I'm so proud of our team placing third at nationals. We worked hard and did our best to make it this far.
We feel satisfied with third place, but plan on placing first or second next year.
How do I feel placing third at nationals? Well, first, I'd like to recognize and thank Academic Bowl as well as Gallaudet University youth programs. I feel amazing knowing that we made history. We had never made it to the top 4 and we placed third. I'm really looking forward to next year. Having Academic Bowl virtually was so different and I can't wait to be in person again.
I'm very proud of myself and my team for placing third at nationals.
Is it your first time in the competition?
This isn't my first time competing. I've been playing since freshman year, so this is my third year and third time in nationals.
Yes, this was my first time competing.
This isn't my first year competing in Academic Bowl. I first started when I was a freshman. My first year, though, I was an alternate, and the second and third year, I was a starter. But 2 of those years were held virtually.
This was my third time competing. I was on the Academic Bowl team my freshman, sophomore, and now junior year. I hope to be back for a 4th time next year as a senior.
Which is the hardest category or question that you faced?
As far as the hardest category, I would say math. It's a lot different than doing math in your math class. The Academic Bowl has limited time, so you have to do your calculations really quickly.
For me, the hardest category was math.
As far as the hardest category, well, there's English, math, and science. I would say for me, the most challenging one is the literature and science.
The hardest category for me was art. I'm not a huge fan of the arts, so those questions are harder for me to answer.
Who was the most challenging team you ever faced in the competition?
As far as the most challenging team, I would say Fremont School for the Deaf. We played against them in nationals and they really blew past us as far as the score, but it was a great opportunity to play such a good team and they ended up winning nationals.
The most challenging team we faced in the competition was California.
Well, we played a lot of great teams, but there are 2 teams that I would say were our hardest competitors. One was the Winston Churchill High School, which is in Maryland. It's a mainstream program, and we faced them in the Eastern regionals, and we beat them by just a small margin. And then later on in the nationals, we played against them again, and again beat them just by a little bit. The other I would recognize is Fremont in California. Of course, they ended up going on to win the nationals.
I would say our toughest competitor was Fremont. We were winning most of our matches, but lost against Fremont, so I would say they were the hardest team we faced.
What will be your goal or strategy for the next competition?
As far as next year's goal, I don't have anything specific. I know that I want to have fun and just see how far we can go.
Our strategy for next year is to keep studying and keep ourselves motivated.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think there's a lot of different strategies we could apply for next year. But speaking for myself, this year's experience being on the team, I would say I need to study and practice a bit more in the areas that I can improve on and continue to get stronger in the areas that we're confident with. As far as our team in the second round, I think that's an area that we could really gain some nice additional points. I think another possibility is, during the school day, find some additional time to study for Academic Bowl and get ready for next year.
I would say our strategy for next year is we need to study hard, study to get better, so that we can do even better at next year's competition.
How do you feel about your team winning third place?
When I reflect about our team winning third place in the national competition, I feel really happy and proud and honored to have had the opportunity to coach this team. The road to winning third place in a national competition is a very challenging one. This team showed a world of commitment, motivation, and passion for the work. They showed up in so many ways to train for this moment, with the many practice sessions and devoted study of their materials and study questions and discussion of strategies and rules, tips and ideas, and taking and offering feedback. The team was always inspired to work harder and do more to get themselves as ready as they could be. They also showed a lot of self-confidence, which is really key to winning a competition like this. Because during the competition itself, you're really left on your own. You have to rely on yourself. I mean, the team, of course, is there to support you as well, but you have to believe in yourself and have that inner wisdom that you will deliver the right answer. And I saw that again and again with this team. They showed up with that kind of self-confidence. It was amazing to see. They all worked so hard for this recognition. They wanted it, and they earned it. And I could not be more proud to have been part of this team. Way to go, everyone.
How do I feel about the team winning third place at nationals this year? It's so exciting, and I'm really proud of our 4 students who worked really hard this year with taking all of their classes remotely and continuing to practice twice a week, weekly, for Academic Bowl. I'm so proud of them.
What is your plan to prepare for your team to improve in the next competition?
How we prepare the team for next year's competition is a really great question. Me and my co-coach, Rachel Sortino, will likely be focusing on encouraging the players to strengthen their areas of academic focus where right now they may not have those strengths. For example, if a player is already confident and knowledgeable about a specific topic like social studies or math, we may focus more on an area where that player needs more practice and study with. And we would do this to ensure that areas of strength and weakness in their knowledge base are more balanced and that there's more of a general foundation of knowledge for each player. That's actually a really important element in this process, that each participant has a wide range of knowledge in all topics, a really broad understanding in all areas of study. And we would support our players in becoming more confident in the areas that they may need to build on. That way, next year when a player gets a question in a category that may not be their strength, they will have a better chance of knowing the answers because they have studied and prepared. Another strategy we will incorporate is using apps to build on things like vocabulary, trivia, current events, and encourage our students to watch the news and read articles and watch movies and television, to give them a wider lens and global perspective about what's happening in the world around them. We always encourage our students to have conversations with others and seek information about things they never knew about and maybe you would find really fascinating. Rachel and I will always continue adding new tools, creating new training questions, and making the learning really interesting, as this is an ongoing, forever process that really there has no end to it because learning is forever. Or we may also be able to offer retreats again when we go away for a few days and really have a deeper opportunity to dive in and focus. It has gone really well in the past. All of these different strategies and components come together in what's needed to continue building on the strengths this already strong team embodies and make it even better for next year.
How can we better prepare for next year? We've already started. During the tournaments, both regionals and nationals, we kept a list of all of the questions that we answered correctly, everything we answered incorrectly, and we were able to use that information to determine our strengths, our weaknesses, and where we needed to direct our study. This has already started and will continue through next year.
I just want to take the chance to thank John Monahan, Jonathan, and Walfrey for inviting us to have this interview today. Appreciate it. Thank you.